Yep, it's gross looking. It's pretty gross tasting, but it's really good for me, so I'll drink it anyway. Happy day 411. 411, what's the 411? What's the information of what she up to now? As I transition from the brick and mortar world, corporate world, small business world, offline, real business world to the online world, I'm sharing my journey. And gotta tell you, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's awesome, some days suck. And I want to just share what I'm doing as I'm creating a 30-day customer challenge to help businesses, business owners set up the framework for their entire customer handling for their business, wherever they are in their business. If you're just starting out or haven't started out yet, you can create this customer system because customers are the lifeblood of our business for your business. If you're an existing business, you can say, okay, where am I at? What's working, what's not with respect to customers. Say you are really good at getting new customers, but you suck at keeping them coming back for more. This system will create the framework for helping you fix that. Say you're good at getting new customers, you're good at keeping customers, but you're not doing anything long-term with them to help benefit your business. You're not getting them to give you testimonials. You're not sharing more with them or their stories. You're not creating a community or lifelong raving fans in your business. Well, we can help you with that by creating this framework. So I want to show you as a behind the scenes inside look about how I create challenges. This is not my first challenge. I've lost count of how many challenges I've done. I've done mostly 30-day challenges because back in my corporate America days, and not even corporate America, I didn't really do it, but back in my business ownership days, I found myself under extreme pressure, not just a little bit of pressure. And of course, I created it all myself, but lots of pressure, lots of stress, lots of feeling like I was in a pressure cooker, literally like I was being cooked. Or running through my life, or like super stressed out. So I would, for myself, for my own benefit on a blog, I just had a blog back then. I wasn't doing anything online, but I did have a little blog called Be Me, I Am It. And on that blog, I would create daily, for my own sanity, a stress buster challenge. And I did it for 30 days, and then I did it again for another 30 days. Then I did another one for 60 days because I was in a really tough situation with my business and with a partner. And so I've always done these challenges. I did them for stress. I did them for my health. I actually did a 365-day health challenge where I exercised every day for a year. And then that became 7 years and 8 years. And so I obviously like challenges. But I'm creating this 30-day customer challenge because I think that if a business, and it's for business women actually is who I'm targeting, if you as a business owner set this system up for your business, I think it gives you a 90% chance of success because customers are the lifeblood of our business. And that's why I picked this as the first Women's Summit follow-up challenge was customers. Well, how the heck did I come up with and the content for a 30-day challenge? And how do I do it? Well, the first thing I did was when I decided that that was going to be the follow-up for the summit is I took a piece of paper, I numbered it to 30, and I brainstormed out a list of, okay, what are the things that I would want to have be included in a perfect customer system? What does the perfect customer system look like? And I start with the end in mind, and then I work backwards. So first I brainstormed a list of, okay, what does the perfect customer system look like for a business? And I'm talking the framework for that customer system. What are the key components that you need to put in that system to make it successful? And then how would I break that down and explain that in bite-sized pieces so that within 30 days, anybody, if they do each of these action steps every day, under a half an hour a day between listening to the video lesson and actually doing the activity, they'll have this incredible framework, this incredible system that they can use from end of the 30 days on to make everything in their business work with respect to handling customers. And then I did another breakdown and I said, okay, well, what is the framework? What is actually the framework for that? So what is the framework and the foundation component? And then, what are the key segments, key lessons, or the key outcomes? Then what result do I need them to get based on that foundation? So for example, the foundations, what do they need to have in place? What actions do they need to take And that's the next one, working back. Foundation, the key component. What's the result that I want them to get for that, to create the system that will work for them? And then what's the action step that they need to take to get that result to lead to that foundation being met, that component of the system, the customer framework system being put in place. What do they need? And I work backwards to that to come up with the action step. Then I take a piece of paper, 1 through 30, and I do 31 because I know I'm going to do a bonus day. And then each day, beginning of the day, I grab a Post-it note and I'm like, okay, well, this is the thing that we need to do today. And then I break down the lesson. Now, for example, today the first 5 days were all about foundational things. Then the last 2 days have been about finding customers. How do we find customers? And then what do you need to do and what actions you need to take to create the system that will carry you forward in handling customers in this area. Now, today we started the attraction phase, and we'll do 3 days of attraction. But I just take the sheet of paper, I look at these 2 lists that I've compiled, and the original 30 is totally different than what I'm doing now, and than what I'm actually doing. But to make myself comfortable and confident that I have plenty of content, I brainstorm out the 30 days. Well, and I know that, to be honest, if I would have just done this over the 30 days, it would have created a good framework for people and they would have been fine. But by working through and taking it a step further and creating my custom framework and working backwards, I'm guaranteed that they will have incredible results by putting this framework together day by day by day. But that's how I do it. And I just then write out a lesson where I talk about what the lesson is. And then I come up with, well, here's your action item. Here's the thing that you need to do today to create this component, this part of the framework. So today, for example, was how to stop people in their tracks, how to get attention. And all we're doing as an action item is brainstorming a list of at least 17 ways, because I want them to think more than just 1 or 2 or 3, to get creative throughout today. Think of ways that you could stop your perfect prospect, your ideal potential lead or customer in their tracks. Now, it's going to be different for each of our businesses because our businesses are all different. If I'm a coach, I'm going to have a brainstorm list of different ways of stopping people in their tracks because I probably do a lot of finding people online or networking events or things. So how could I stop people in their tracks at a networking event? How could I creatively stop people in their tracks on LinkedIn? How could I creatively stop people in their tracks on Facebook Live or group or my feed or something? How could I get people's attention on Instagram? How can I stop them in their tracks so that they'll just stop and at least stop scrolling and look at what I've got to offer? So I want just a brainstorm list of 17 things. And I'd like it to be more than 17, but go ahead, brainstorm a list of at least 17 things today as you go out throughout your day that you could use to stop people in their tracks. Maybe it's a couple of questions that you could ask to stop people. Maybe it's different words or graphics or pictures or cartoons or videos or things that you could use to stop people in their tracks. Maybe it's a picture of a kitten. How many kittens and dogs do we see on social media that stop us in our tracks? Oh, that's so cute. The fact that you stopped and thought, oh, that's so cute, did what the person that posted it wanted it to do. It stopped you in your tracks long enough for you to form an opinion or maybe an emotional attachment to, oh, that's so cute, right? So this is exactly how I go about creating my challenges. And then after I do the video lesson, I do the video lesson in the morning, then I will go into... I'm creating an action book, I don't want to call it a workbook, but it's a workbook. It's an action book of what you need to do for each day, step by step by step. Here's the action item. Here's some questions that help you do the action item even faster, because I know that asking questions, it's really easy for us to answer questions. And by answering the questions, we're creating our own system and our framework automatically. So I create a sheet as a PDF and a Word document that will become an actual physical workbook should I decide to move forward with this challenge and do it again. If I'm going to do it again, I'll create a physical book out of it and not just a PDF. But for right now, for this time through, it's just a PDF. This is actually the first time I've done a 30-day customer challenge. I've done 5 days, but I have never really done a 30-day one. So this is my first one, and this is my strategy for doing this particular process, for putting together a 30-day challenge. Beginning with the end in mind, what result do I want? The main result is I want people to have I want it to be documented, because let's be honest, if you don't document the system, does it really exist? The government would say no. The IRS would say no. The government agencies that I used to have to work with in my life, I've always been involved in industries that were really regulated. So food industry, personal care products, you know, anything you put on your body is very regulated by the USDA, the USDA for food, FDA for everything else. I haven't been really in the pharmaceutical industry, but I've sold to and worked with the pharmaceutical industry and some of the businesses that I worked with, label manufacturers and things, and they end up falling under the same guidelines and same rules and regulations. So I just wanted to give a little look behind the scenes of what I do and how I do it. Now, yesterday, I mentioned that I was 3 days behind. Actually, I was only 2, but then I was 3 days behind on my membership area because I put all of this in a membership area on ClickFunnels. And then I'm also, which I haven't done it yet, creating the action item emails and follow-up sequences and preliminary indoctrination sequences that will go with this particular project. Again, as I roll it out to other groups. We'll see how it goes, and if I like it, and if it feels good, and if people get great results, we'll roll it out and we'll make it a more ongoing thing. Because I think everybody needs customers. We all need customers to succeed in our life and in our businesses. So why not make it an ongoing thing that people can take advantage of, and then get involved with me more and work with me more on different areas and systems and aspects of their business. But that's just a little behind the scenes of how and what I do to create the content for something like a 30-day challenge. Now, to me, it's pretty easy for me to do it this way, maybe because I'm old and I've got lots of experience. And so maybe if you're sharing something or doing something that you're not as experienced in, you need other tools or other things to help you do that. But for me, this works for me. And I guess if you need more help with that, with coming up with the content and creating the content, I've got some really killer ideas and strategies and ways you can do that. Just hit me up, direct message me in the comments below, and I'll be glad to, you know, help you out with that, give you some ideas, because I don't understand when people say, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to share, like in Facebook Lives or just in communicating with other people or as they're building their own tribe, their own group of people. I'm like, geez, you either are really young or really inexperienced, or you're trying to do something that isn't necessarily right for you. Because if you're sharing something that you're really good at or an expert at or that comes naturally for you, you don't have any trouble coming up with content. I mean, absolutely positively. I could stop today and I have years worth of content that I've shared in just the last year. I think I've done over 2,000 videos, and I don't think I started podcasting, so maybe not 2,000 podcast episodes. I'm gonna have to look that up. I think maybe only 1,300 or 1,400 podcast episodes, but like 1,300 or 1,400 podcast episodes in the last year. That's crazy content. But I think I'm gonna do a what I've learned from doing 2,000 episodes or 2,000 Facebook Lives or 2,000 live videos or something pretty quick here, because I've learned some big lessons and I've made huge mistakes. I continue to make mistakes, but I like to think I'm continuously improving and growing and getting better at it. But today I just wanted to give a little behind the scenes. This is how I do it, create my content for this particular type of activity. And I hope that you found that helpful. If you did, share in the comments below, hey, this was dumb, I didn't get anything out of it, or yeah, I get this. This is something that I could also do and use to create things like attracting attention to your business, to your group, to your challenge. Doing challenges is a really powerful way to build the relationship with your group, with your tribe, with your Facebook group or your LinkedIn group or your page or whatever. It's a really good way to get engagement and get people involved in working with you. And it doesn't have to be a 30-day thing. Most people, I'll be really honest, I do 30-day challenge because I know it filters out most people. Most people won't even start if they're not going to commit to 30 days. And I'm like, if you can't commit 30 days to making your life better, I am totally filtering you out, because you shouldn't be working with me. 30 days is a drop in the bucket. 30 days goes so fast. Like, I can't believe we're already on day 8. That's how fast it goes. It feels like I just started yesterday. And before I know it, it'll be day 31. I'll be like, oh my gosh, we're done already. That is crazy. And that's how I do everything. I break everything down into little bitty pieces and little chunks, because most things in our life are too big a job and they get overwhelming if we have to think about the whole big job or the whole big thing we want to do. But if we chunk it down, if we eat that elephant one bite at a time, anything is possible. So that's it. Go out and make it an awesome day. I'll, of course, be be with you tomorrow. Oh, I think I was going to say I put it in my membership site, and I actually caught up on all 3 days yesterday. And I've got to go ahead and do the action items for, or not the action items, the action funnels, the follow-up funnels. But I'll get to those. It's interesting with the 3-year-old, right? Keeps me on my toes. Go out, make it an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. And give you another update.